Hi friends, this is Little Monkeys and Me, and you're watching episode 18. Well, hello friends. If you're new here, this is Little Monkeys and Me, and I'm Fernanda, and I live in North Carolina with my husband, my 3 kids, and our dog Luna. And this is where I share the things I make, the things I want to make, the yarn I buy, and all the things knitting, mostly knitting. Crochet sometimes sewing, but today is all knitting. It is episode 18. We are over 3,500 subscribers, so thank you so much. And you're probably wondering where I've been. So if my normal episodes are long, I don't even know what this one's gonna be like. So join me with something warm to drink. I am having a raspberry, I believe. I think it's a raspberry cinnamon, and it's absolutely delicious, even though I don't love cinnamon very much, but this is not super cinnamon. I know, I'm weird. I'm probably one of the only people you know that don't love cinnamon rolls. I know. I mean, am I gonna lose like half of my subscribers, or all my friends are gonna disown me? But it is the truth. I mean, I don't think they're bad. It's just they do nothing for me. Well, if you're new, you know that those tangents come and go all the time. So a little bit of life recap. We had Easter. It was wonderful. We had family time. What a wonderful day to just celebrate the resurrection of our Savior and his atonement and the hope that it brings despite our circumstances. It was just a beautiful day. It filled my heart with hope and faith, and it was beautiful. It has been a minute since I've been here, and there are many reasons. Nothing horrible. Like, we're fine. It's just time just kind of got away from me. We had a death in our congregation from a beloved man whose family we all love and who we all loved, and it was a complete surprise, and that broke all of our hearts, and that was really hard. And so it was around the time I think I was planning on recording, but then I just didn't feel like it. And then we are super busy with school. We are heading to our last month. So we have about 22 days left of school, which means we are full on. It's funny because I usually lose steam around March and April, and this year I was full of energy, and I'm still full of energy and ready to tackle all the things school. And I think we're gonna finish our school year very strong. So I'm taking advantage of that. So that's kind of what's going on, and we're good. My husband's doing a change of jobs, so that's kept us busy. We're not moving or anything, but you know, it's just life changes. It's good. I've been knitting a lot. I've been casting on some things. I've been knitting a lot. I've been trying not to buy too much yarn. There are some things that have come from from previous things. I'm not even showing you all of it. We're just trying to keep this civil, and mostly because I don't remember what has come and what I've shown you, but I have some things to show you. I do not have podcast recommendations today, mostly because I didn't want to make this longer, and also I haven't been watching that many new podcasts lately. Lately I've been watching other things. I'm still even catching up on the podcasts that I already enjoy. I've been reading a lot. I finished the Throne of Glass series. It was excellent. It was so good. And I got into A Court of Thorns and Roses. And I would say the first 3 books were really good. The 4th one, it's okay. I mean, it's good. It's really short. I actually listened to these. I did audiobooks. And I listened to these and it was only like 6 hours long, the 4th book. And it was fine. Now, I'm still on the 5th. And I don't even know what I said. I'm on the 5th book. And I have to say, just warning, these are a bit saucy, if you know what I mean. I don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy that. If that's your cup of tea, no judgment here. I'm not here to tell you what to read. But I personally don't like it. And I don't want you to go and like read them and then you're like horrified if you don't enjoy those things either, because that's really not. The good thing is that you know what's going to come. So if you're reading it, you can absolutely skip it. If you're listening to it, I just hit the plus 30, like, I mean, the 30-second fast forward. And it's just on this 5th book though, it's just so much. Sometimes it's like a few minutes in the beginning of the chapter and then I have to skip the rest of the chapter. The story is really good, but I would say I could have just done with the first 3 and I would have been fine. Now I just want to finish, maybe. I mean, I'm probably going to finish it because I want to know how it ends. But I like the characters, but then things happen and I'm like, I don't really. It's not really my favorite. I think she went overboard with some things and I'm just like, not really enjoying it as much. But if that's what you enjoy, then you probably would like this. I don't do a lot of romance. I love story in the story. Unless it's like classicals like Jane Austen, then I absolutely love it. But I digress. It's been a while. I don't even want to know how many weeks. I'm already playing with my hair. I'm sorry. I'm always playing with my hair. I'm gonna keep my hands here. I please ask you to forgive me because it has taken me so long to record. And I know that some of you have reached out to make sure that I was fine. I am fine. And I have been on Instagram. It's just social media for me. It's one of those things that I do for enjoyment. I go on it for fun. And if I don't feel like it, if I'm doing other things, I'm not going to get on it. And that's probably why I could never do anything that was like social media. Like social media could not be my income because I think I would lose money. I'm not good at staying on top of things. I don't want to be recording everything I do. I don't want to be sharing everything I do. So when I do feel like it, I do record and I do share, and I think I put things on Instagram, but it's not all the time. So yeah. So hit the notification bell because that's gonna hit, like if you follow me here, I mean, if you subscribe and you hit the notification bell, then it'll tell you when I put up a new episode if you are interested in knowing when that happens. And all of you who follow and like these videos, I appreciate you so much that you're still here, that you actually are waiting for an episode. I know how I feel when I'm waiting for those knitting podcasts that I love and I'm waiting for their episodes, and it's so nice to know that you're enjoying mine. So yeah, I think that's all I have to say. Let's get on with the podcast. All right, so I have a few things that I have finished. I went ahead and finished some WIPS, and I cast on new things, but that's something for later. I believe I showed you this pair of socks last time. I think I showed you, well, I showed you one. I think I had half an object done and it was just one of them. These are for my son, for my oldest son. And these are done with Yarnaceous fibers. Yarnaceous fibers, I think it's called. No, Yarnaceous Yarn. She is located in Utah and it's all things dinosaurs. I believe this is called Surface Hunter and Enclosed, and I cannot remember which one is which, but it was a sock set from her Jurassic World, I think the Fallen Kingdom. I think it might have been the second. I don't know. I think it is Fallen Kingdom. doesn't matter, but it's one of the 2 movies that are out, but one of her Jurassic World yarn clubs, and she does new colorways every month. I think she's putting up the May color, like for signing up for the May one anytime soon, or it's already up. I'm gonna link it below. I bought the April colorway. You don't know, she just has a picture of what the inspiration is gonna be, and this one is spot on. I mean, I knew it was gonna be Mosasaurus, and like the colors that she had picked. She kind of shows you the colors that she from the inspiration, and I picked the April one for my son again to make him Christmas socks. And he's been waiting. I mean, these have been done for like over a month, and he's been waiting so patiently to be able to wear them, because I you know, as you can see, they're nice and blocked, and they've been sitting they've been sitting over there just waiting to be recorded, like to be on this podcast. But yes, so this is I did them in 2.5 millimeters and my 9-inch circulars, which is my favorite way of knitting socks, especially when you get to bigger circumference. I do not like making my little kid socks in 9-inch because it's not wide enough. The circumference is not wide enough. So then I just use my magic loop. I did, I believe, 64 stitches, and 60 for the legs, 60 for the foot. Yeah, and this was the colorway that, you know, I absolutely love it, and he loves them, and he cannot wait to wear them. So speaking of that, I made him that pair. So then I went ahead and with the leftover yarn, I made my 5-year-old a pair, and there was barely any of this dark blue color. So I looked in my stash, and I had from row 1, it was gifted to me, one of their month subscription boxes things that they have, and it had a 1 10-gram mini that was this color, and I believe this color, it's called Odette, and is from the Red Pansy. And because that month it was the Red Pansy, they feature a new dyer every month, and that the month that I was gifted, it was the Red Pansy, and she has beautiful colors. So I've been sprinkling them here and there whenever I need a little bit, a small, because they're only 10-gram minis. So I think they look so cute. These are for my 5-year-old. Let me find the specs for these, because I don't have them on that, but I do have them here. I used 2.25 millimeters for this one, and I used magic loop, so there were longer needles. And I did 48 stitches. I did 10 rounds for the cuff, then 20, no. Then I don't know how much I did. I didn't write it down. Probably about 30 or 25 for the leg, 24 for the heel flap, picked up 13, and then I did 45 on the foot. And then I decreased as a wedge toe, and I decreased until there were 8 stitches on each needle, and they fit perfectly to him. Once you get used to knitting socks, and then you know what your gauge is and kind of like how things fit, then you just kind of, I didn't follow a pattern. I just cast it on. I tried them on, and now I kind of have it written down to what works for him. And then if I made one for my 2 other sons, I had to make a pair for my daughter. And I love this. So I think last time I showed you, these were my March sock colorway. And this was the Unicorn Dew by Candy Shop Yarns. And so I had enough left over to make her socks. And for her, I did also 2.25s. And also magic loop, because I do 52 stitches. And it's a bit too much work to get through the 9-inch circulars with that. And I don't mind doing magic loop. These fly off the needles anyways. I wasn't sure if I was gonna have enough to make her a whole entire sock, but I figured, hey, why don't I just do a contrasting toe, heel flap and gusset, and a contrasting cuff. So I did, and I'm sorry if I'm running and talking really fast. I feel like I have so much to tell you, and I don't want it to be a million years long, so sorry. I'm sorry. So yeah, so the contrasting colorway, I don't know if I have a name for it, but it was also Candy Shop Yarns. It was from her Christmas colorways, and it came together with another color. So I don't think she has it right now, but it's a really fun color. I think it goes perfect with this unicorn dew colorway. My daughter has also been, I mean, all three of them have been dying to have their socks. When I told them I was recording it today, they're like, that means we get our socks. We get to wear them today. I'm like, yes, I know. I've been the worst. So those are my 3 kids' socks. I bought from the Knitflix collection from Sewrella, I bought the Casita colorway. And that's gonna be socks for my youngest 2 because they're obsessed with Encanto. My older one also obsessed, but I got him the Jurassic World colorway, so I'm sure he's gonna be excited about that. And those are gonna be Christmas socks for the future, so probably gonna make them this summer for summer sock camp, which I think I'm gonna join. I need to look into those details. But yeah, that's kind of the plan on those. That still hasn't come, but you know, when it comes, I'll show it to you. Oh, it's seriously so good. Actually, I think it's blackberry. I don't think it says here. No, it doesn't tell you what it is. I'm pretty, yeah, it is blackberry cinnamon, and it's so good. All right, I did finish my April socks, and these were so much fun. All right, so I want you to see the texture on these. And I'm sorry the lighting is not super good. We have a cloudy day today, and today, I mean, if I didn't record today, I don't have time tomorrow, and during the week it's just so hard because, like I said, we're like crunching down on the last month of school, and I just don't have sometimes time in the morning when we have a good lighting here, and then by the afternoon the lighting is gone here, so you know, and I can't miss a whole day of school, so this is what we get, and I hope it's good. But I want you to see the texture. These are really fun socks. I hope you can see and you can appreciate the texture. This was a color, not a color, this, well, a colorway, yes, a colorway from Gypsy Soul Fibers, and this was her Christmas at Hogwarts colorway from, I bought it last Christmas, but it's not really that Christmassy, so it's her Harry Potter mystery yarn club, I think, that she does. So I bought it during Christmas time, so it was Christmas at Hogwarts, but you know, it wasn't specifically a Christmas colorway, I don't think. I love this color. I love this color. Let me see. I'll show you the leftovers. I brought leftovers on this little basket to show you. This is still what I have of that Yarnaceous yarn. I still have a good amount of this, which I could probably make socks for my daughter, or it can definitely go into my sea glass tea. I think it would be fun. This is all I have from that contrasting, this dark blue contrasting color. That's all I have left. Seriously, I had saved it just to show you. That is how much I had. It was a 20-gram mini. Oh no, I also have some of that. So that's what I have. Not enough to make, but maybe some baby socks I could make, or just add it to my, I think I'm just gonna add it to my sea glass tea. That would work. And so this is what I have left over from this. I'm not sure why I only have this tiny bit. Maybe the other one is somewhere and I just haven't found it. So it came with this. This was the set, and I love it. I love those colors. And let me tell you about the pattern. So the pattern, it's called Billowy. Billowy socks by Handknit by Cam. Camus is a Mexican designer who lives in Canada, and she is really, really nice. I actually I did a Zoom night with Natalie from Blush Yarns, and Cam was there, so I met her in person, as you can say, in person over Zoom, and she was so nice. We had great conversations, and ever since, like, we've always just talked. And I made another pair of hers earlier this year, and I can't remember the name of it. I can't remember the name, but well, I have it here. And her socks are really, really fun. It is an excellent, easy pattern to follow. Absolutely easy pattern to follow. And it is very easy to memorize. So after a while, you just know what to do. The winter bunches socks, those were it. And I made them for, I don't know, February or something, or January. So yeah, these are my, I follow the pattern. Like, I did shorter cuffs, and I did make it longer than usual. Usually I try to keep the leg to like 30 or 40, but I believe I did 60 this time, or 50 or something like that, mostly because of like how the pattern, like the numbering of the pattern. And then, but I did do 60 for my foot, and they fit great. So those are my April socks. Yes, April. Oh, you want to see how much? This is how much I have left from that unicorn too, and that little like lime green. Like almost nothing. Probably, I mean, definitely to put into my Seagull ST that I'm working on, that I'm not going to show you today, because in reality, the amount of progress, it's only been a few rows, and I think you'll see why. So that is 4 socks. 4 pairs of sock. I did do these ones at 9-inch circulars because those are my favorite, and it's so easy to just go. All right, let's move on to an oldie but a goodie that is finally done. Now, before I say anything, I mean, I posted on it, so you probably have seen it if you follow me on Instagram. I posted all the things before I forgot, and before I forgot to take pictures of them, before things got worn, and then I was like, oh no. So I took pictures and I posted a bunch of them on Instagram. So if you follow me there, it is Little Monkeys and _me. I'll put it right here. And I said it on it that I had made a mistake on the border. So here is my daughter's shawl that I started, I want to say maybe last April or March. It was like a year. It took me like a year to do, not because it's hard, it's because it got put aside. And this one, let me see. This one I started, well, I don't think I wrote when I started it, so it doesn't matter. Okay, so this is the Poopery Shawl by Fox and Folk, and I told Nora, I'm like, I'm so sorry, I love your pattern, but I messed up the border. And the border, I just steamed it. I steamed to block it, but it didn't really, so I might have to still like get it wet. It's just getting a square shawl to like flat, and it's so much space. I didn't want to do it again, and I wanted my daughter to wear it. She actually has worn it. So it still rolls, but let me show you the whole thing. It is beautiful. I love the color. This is Holst super soft yarn, and I love Holst super soft. It blooms beautifully. It is It is not skin soft. It's not merino, but it is really soft. I don't think this is itchy at all. My daughter doesn't find it itchy. I use the Kohl Sunrise and Ecru. So Sunrise for the yellow and Ecru for the off-white. This is not how the border was supposed to be. So this is what happens when you don't read the pattern. Okay, so I knit like halfway. I knitted a lot last year, then I put it away, then I finished the square, then you have to block the square. So the yellow is completely blocked. And then you pick up, well, no. So that's when I went and I thought I read you had to pick up stitches. You do not pick stitches all around the border. I don't know where I got this information from, somewhere in my head. So I was halfway picking up stitches through the whole entire border and I put it away for months. So then I picked it up again at the beginning or end of March, whenever it was after I filmed last time. Well, I didn't go back and look at the pattern because I was halfway picking up stitches. So I was like, let me finish picking up these stitches. And then I looked at the chart. I didn't read the instructions and the chart looked weird. I was like, well, how do you do the corners? And then I kind of looked back, but I didn't really read, which is weird of me because I'm like really good at following directions and instructions. So I don't know what happened. Yeah, you do not pick up stitches. Well, you do, but not really. This is done kind of like the shawl I made by Fiber Tales. That is, ooh, okay, maybe if I remember, I'll put it here. I can't remember. But you pick up one stitch and you work like this. You're gonna work. I was working just horizontally. Like, I mean, I was working through all the stitches and vertically up. You turn this and you pick up one stitch and you work like that and you're gonna work yourself horizontally. If that makes any sense. No wonder. And then finally it just, the chart didn't make sense, right? Because it repeats. I was like, but I was already halfway. I mean, it's not a very long border. So I was like halfway through this and I was like, that doesn't seem right. Like the chart is not making sense. I didn't know how to read charts. So I was like, what's happening? And then finally it occurred to me. It occurred that I should probably go read the pattern. And I did. And I didn't want to, I was like, no. I'm like, it's not looking bad. And it really doesn't look bad. But the original is better. So go, if you want to make it, follow the original pattern. It's much prettier. But this works great. This is a square. And my daughter likes to wear it. You just do it half. She took it to church and then her legs got cold, so she put it like a blanket on her legs. So yes, it's a beautiful shawl. My grandma, who passed away many years, I mean, I only knew her, she passed away when I was like a year and a half. My dad's mom. And her first name is my daughter's middle name. And all my aunts, my dad has 4 sisters younger than him, and all my aunts, they say that I have so much of her, mostly because she was actually a seamstress, and she knew how to knit by hand, crochet, and she had a knitting machine. I still have a sweater, well, cardigan, that she knitted me on one of her knitting machines, and my daughter has worn it. I wore it as a kid and my daughter has worn it a lot. So she made me many things before she passed away, but not enough because I was so young when she passed away. But I still feel a very strong connection to her, especially because she loved to learn. She loved to learn how to make things and do things, and that is exactly how I am. So I feel very connected to her through fiber arts and you know, sewing and just the ability to make. So one of my aunts, she told me she remembered my grandma had a shawl with a very similar pattern. Once I showed my aunt the pattern that I was gonna make way back last year when I was gonna make my daughter, she said my mom had a shawl very similar to that, and it was yellow. So when my daughter was picking the colors, we saw this yellow and I was like, would you like to have it? Your great grandma had a shawl very similar that it was yellow. And so she wanted, I mean, she was like, yes, let's do it. She's so excited. And there's a bit of a connection, I think, connecting with even if they're not here anymore, just your family. It's just beautiful. So this is the potpourri shawl, and even though it's not perfect, I think I am going to actually wet block it whenever I can get it away from my daughter, because she wants to use it all the time, just to get this part here. But in reality, even if it does fold a little, it's not a big deal. I think the beauty part, like the most beautiful part, is this, and it's nice and soft, and my daughter loves it. So this is finally off the needles. Speaking of the needles, another old WIP that you might recognize. I believe I cast this on last October. Look at this beauty. Look at this beautiful thing. This is the Spicy Candy Shawl by Maria Jesus Camus. I believe that's her last name. And she is a Chilean designer. If you don't know, I'm from Chile originally. And she's also a dyer, yarn dyer. And I don't know which one came first. I think it was almost like dyeing, designing. So, and she also has a podcast. So if you speak Spanish, Corralito, what is it called? Handknit, I think. And it's great. And so I bought her yarn and I wanted to knit her pattern. When I saw this, I knew I wanted to knit it. Now she made it into like this really hot pink on the top. That's too much for me. This is my colors though. This is absolutely stunning. Let me show you what I used. I used her fingering weight merino and spicy candy colorway. It's a really fun color. This is definitely gonna go on in my sea glass tee. And then this is when we went different, because she used the spicy candy merino, but then she used a really hot pink mohair. But I wanted this one, which is a really light pink with like a little darker pinks. And this one's called Rose, and I love them so much. So the combination of the top with the seed stitch is done with a combination of the merino and the mohair together. Then the lace you do by itself with just the merino, so just the spicy candy, and then you pick up stitches. You bind off, as you can probably see, it's an I-cord right here, bind off. And then you pick up stitches and you do the forget words, I just said it. The lace, and it has bubbles and beautiful lace pattern, and then you bind that off, and then you pick up stitches and you do a ruffle where you pick up more stitches than what you, well, no, you pick up the same amount of stitches and then you did increases. So then I made a little, can you even tell? It made a little ruffle on the bottom, and that is just the mohair together. So you can see there's a little bit of orange, tiny bit of oranges, mostly pinks, dark pinks, a little bit of brownish. It's beautiful. So yes, the only thing, it did get a hump, which I hate. And I have found a video and I have linked it before, and I should have followed it, but I was like, no, I just want to follow the pattern as it goes instead of starting it differently. I should have started it differently, but at the same time, this is the perfect shawl to kind of just put around me, so the hump doesn't really bother me. I mean, today is warm enough that I don't need it, but it is gorgeous. I think I did wear it. Did I wear it somewhere? I don't know. Things have been sitting for a while, just waiting to be worn. It is getting warmer, but this is definitely something that you can just put around. It doesn't have to go around your neck, and it can still keep you a little bit warm. I love the little like twirl that it does down here. This was a fun project. It takes a bit of a while. I mean, seed stitch can be, you know, it can take a while, but I also love the way that it looks. I think it's double seed stitch. That's what it is. So this was the candy shawl, spicy candy shawl pattern. And that one's finally off my needles. Whew. Let's see. I think that's... We had 8 things to show today. So now I have another Musselburgh hat. And this time for my daughter. Yeah, you can imagine this is for my daughter because I don't wear this hot pink colors. I love it and I appreciate the beauty of it. I just don't wear it myself. It's too bright. But this is from Yarnaceous Yarns, and this is her really fun DK, and it's her sprinkles DK because as you can see, as you can see, it is a like a tweed. So the sprinkles are the tweedy parts, and different colors, yellow, blues, greens. Talk about fun. Talk about fun. This is so much fun. So I'm in love with this pattern, as you can see, and as you'll see because I have another one coming after this, and I'm probably gonna make more. It is a really fun pattern, and this is DK. So let's talk about what I used for this one. I used for the DK, I used 3.75s, which are a US 5. I got the gauge of 6 stitches per inch, and the way that this pattern works, it tells you to knit to a certain point, and then you check your gauge, and depending on what you get in that 1 inch, that's the pattern that you follow. So it worked for me totally fine, and I love it, and it fits her great. She didn't want it super long. So this color right here, it is the Berry Burst. But look at this. Oh my goodness. Talk about bright and fun. So this one has yellows and greens and bright pinks and darker greens and blues. And this one is called Skyberry Pop. When I showed these two colors, I mean, I bought them specifically to make this, and actually I can show you what I have left over. I have left over about 58 grams of each. Ooh, I don't, which could potentially, yeah, which would be enough to make a whole nother one. So I might, maybe for one of her cousins so they can match. I don't know. So yeah, so you can see, ooh, I went halfway through. I was trying it on her and seeing how it fit, and you know, the length that she wanted, and then you start on the other one, and then you kind of see how long you went. And it's a very easy pattern. It's not hard. It's very customizable. I made one for my husband and I loved it, and my daughter likes to wear it, like she wants to wear it like this. So it kind of looks like a watermelon, and I love it. Today she was very excited. She was like, I get to wear my socks, my shawl and my hat. And I was like, yeah, but it's like almost 70 degrees. So I don't know how much, maybe her socks she'll be able to wear. It is a little thicker, but I mean, I think it's great that you can use this pattern with DK and fingering. So let me see if there's anything else that I wanted to tell you. I don't think so. Now, I think that's it. That's all I wanted to say about this pattern. It weighed 103 grams. So with 58 left on each, I have enough to make a whole nother one. So I think it's great. And I think that might be what that one becomes. So that is number 7. Now, if you are a family member watching, you cannot watch anymore and you need to skip until this number right here. And I'll wait. Yes, go. Any family member. I'm not saying who this is for. Okay, now that you have skipped, I want to show another Musselburgh hat. So this one, I absolutely love the colors. So it is a yarn by a new YouTuber or a new podcaster and a new dyer, and it is Mystery Mouse Yarn Company. Her name is Holly, and she has the Mystery Mouse knitting podcast, I think it's called. And this is the color Agatha, for Agatha Christie, because she loves it. She loves to read. So a lot of her yarn, I think actually all her yarn, it's like from books. I think she has some Sherlock Holmes right now on her shop. She's on Etsy. So I will link it. This is 75/25 merino, and it's 460 yards. I did not use all of it, as you can see. This is from my mom for Mother's Day. When she saw my husband's, she loved the hat, and she said, I want one. That's kind of how my mom, anytime she sees anything she likes, I want that. Can you make me this? And for her, yes. I used US, what is it? US 3? I think it's 3.25s. I forget what they are. I tried to just look at the millimeters. I forget the 3.25 millimeters, and I get a gauge of 7 with fingering weight for the Musselburgh hat, which is, and I made an adult medium. For my daughter, sorry, I forgot to tell you, I made an adult small / child. I think that's how it is. It's like child / adult small. And that's the size I made her. For my mom, I made an adult medium, which is the same size that I made my husband. And this one, I made it shorter than my husband. And my husband has been wearing his, so his is kind of like, you know, it's superwash merino. I think his was superwash merino. Yeah, it is. And it gets, with wear, it gets loose. So whenever I wash it again, it'll go back to being a little bit more, a little tighter. But this will fit my mom. I didn't make it super long because I don't think she's not much of a slouchy hat kind of person. But I think this knit up beautifully. There is no ugly pulling. I mean, it's a hat, so I wasn't too concerned that it was gonna be like horrendous, but this is what it is. It is this mauve pink with a little bit of brown. I just hope, kind of matches a little bit of my shirt. It's more purple than my shirt, but more pink and purple, and it's beautiful, and I think she's gonna love it. So this is gonna be part of her Mother's Day present. I know that it's not gonna be the perfect time to wear a hat, but my mom's always cold, and in all reality, I am a knitter, so you get knits in the middle of winter and summer and spring and fall. Doesn't matter, you're gonna get knits. Because I mostly knit with yarn, with wool. So I have made her things out of cotton though. So yeah, so this is another Musselburgh hat. Is there anything I need to tell you? It weighs 73 grams. So I have 33 grams left, and definitely going to my sea glass tea. And those are my finished objects. I think that's it. Those 8 finished objects. I cast on a bunch of other things, so let's move on to those so we can talk about that. I believe that's 8. All right, so let's move on to works in progress. I was supposed to have only 2 works in progress, but I added more. And no, I was supposed to have 3. Well, okay, I was gonna have 2. Then I frogged one and cast on it again. So let's go ahead and start that one. First, let's start on that. This sitting in my Sweet Acorns creations from my friend Mia. I bought this one myself. She did give one out for the podcast, so that's gonna go. So I think you will recognize this because I have talked extensively about this pattern. And this is the Catkins. The oh no. Oh, never mind. I was like, there's a hole. Well, yes, there is. There's lace on the sides. There's panic. There's panic for a second. But let me tell you why I panicked. And you'd say, Fernanda, didn't you have like almost the whole body done? Well, yes, I did. I actually had pretty much the whole body done. I think I was to the part of almost splitting for the sleeves. But like I told you last time, I was not happy with it. My gauge, I don't know if I didn't hit gauge or the gauge swatch that I did was just not, I don't know. Or I just picked the wrong size. But it was just too big. It's supposed to be big. It is supposed to be flowy and kind of oversized, but not that over. It was too much. So I frogged the whole thing. It was about this much. It was over 200 grams. I had 200 and something grams. And this fingering weight, I'm using Jamieson and Smith. I do not remember the colorway. Let me see, because I don't have the cone with me right now. Because color 202. It is the Jamieson Smith 2-ply. And I bought a cone a while back through the Willy Thistle. And my local online yarn shop that I love. And I absolutely love Jamieson Smith yarn. I think this is not itchy whatsoever. It is not at all itchy for me. It's not super soft, but you know, not itchy. And as you can see, this got unraveled and back into a cake. And I am so happy about it. Like, so happy. Don't be scared of ripping back. I mean, if you watch Ruth Loves to Knit, my friend Ruth is not afraid of frogging, and either frogging to just make it into a brand new project or frogging to starting over. I'm not afraid of frogging at all. I prefer, I mean, I kept on going and I kept thinking, this does not look good. Like, I'm not happy with it. And I really didn't want to finish a whole entire garment and then think, this doesn't look good. I just, it's a lot of work. This is fingering weight. And you're using, what are these? US 5s, which is 3.75 millimeters. So they're, you know, pretty small needles. And then you don't like it. no. I mean, as much as I'm very much a process knitter, but I also want the finished object. I mean, especially because I'm making this for me. Sometimes I just knit things just to make them for somebody else because I want to make that pattern, but I don't want the actual object for myself because it's not my style. That's when my mom comes in, or my mother-in-law. And because they are different styles than me. And I love that because I am not only a product knitter, I love both. Sometimes I just need to get that pattern in my hands and knit it up and get it out of my system. But I don't want something that I'm never going to wear. That's why gifts are great. But now if you only like to knit for yourself because you want the finished product, then that's fine. That's totally fine. I personally don't like calling it selfish knitting because doing something for yourself and knitting for yourself and making things for yourself, I don't find it selfish. That is just, you're making it for yourself. I don't know. I find that selfish, it's quite an ugly word. I find that selfish is not a very kind word, and I don't like to say it especially for something that it's a hobby, that I don't have to be making anything for myself or anyone. So I'm not gonna add an ugly connotation. I'm not gonna add a negative connotation to something that I love to make. So for me, it's knitting for myself or knitting for others. There's no selfish or selfless knitting for me. That's not gonna come through my lips. So if you call yourself your selfish knitter, I mean, if that's okay for you, I say you're just making something for yourself, and that's absolutely okay, and you should not feel guilty. This is a hobby. This is what you love to do. So I'm giving you permission to knit for yourself and not have to feel bad about it. Now, I like to knit for myself and others, so this is for myself, so I wanted it to look good. Now it's a little scrunched up because I'm only because of the cable, but it is like 1,000 times better. So I don't have as much, but let me tell you, when I cast it on and it was like the right size and it was going, and it made me so happy. This was only a few days, like maybe 2 nights worth of work. It was really late the night that I unraveled it, and I cast it on right away so that I wouldn't like have second thoughts, because I want this. So I had to put this away because I have some test knits that I want to show you. But before I unravel this one, actually, let me put this one back in here. Before I unravel this one, I had cast on something else. So if you were a family member, you need to go away again. Just go. Because I'm going to show 2 things. So move to this number right here, and it's going to be here. This one, it's on my Noble Character Crafts bag from Amy, and I love this so much. Okay, this is Plumetis by Dubreux. I do not speak French, but Plumetis is, you probably have recognized it. Actually, just wait a minute. Wait a second. Okay, I'm back. So I have the Pom Pom magazine, the I think it's 40. Yep. Many of you probably have heard of this, have seen it. And Plumetis is this one. Let me see where I can find a good picture. Or maybe I'll just put up a picture so I don't have to show you, because I think almost all of them have like pattern stuff right next to them. I'll just put a picture, beautiful picture, somewhere here. And that was literally the reason why I bought this one, though there are other patterns that I want to make, but the main reason why I bought it is because of that. I don't have a lot of magazines, knitting magazines or knitting books. I have some, but I don't have tons, because I actually like knitting from a digital pattern, and in all reality, knitting from this it's like, it's doable, but it's super annoying, so I don't. The cool thing of pom-pom magazines is that they have a code inside and you put it on to Ravelry, and then you get all the digital patterns on your Ravelry. So then you can use it on your phone, on whatever iPad or whatever you use to knit, which I love. But I like to look through this and read through it and just enjoy the beauty, because it is so beautiful. And I was planning to make this for the moment I saw it. It is not my style, but I needed to knit it. Hence what I was talking about. Like, this is exactly, I saw it and I knew that I had to make it. And I just wanted to make it so badly. But I knew my mom would love it. And the moment I showed it to her, I was just like casually be like, oh, look at this new pattern that it's coming out. She's like, oh, I want it. I want that. And I was like, well, I don't know, maybe someday. But in my mind, the moment I saw it, I knew it was my mom and I was gonna make it for her. But the whole thing, I wasn't gonna make it yet. But Knitting for Olive had a sale, I don't know, at the beginning of March, to help Ukraine. So I went ahead and bought the yarn, and I got their soft silk mohair and their merino, which I don't know where the thing is. Maybe I actually put it here, maybe. And it's colorway flamingo, and it is beautiful. Yeah, I did put it here. It is their Knitting for Olive merino, and it's 100% extra fine merino, and the other one is 70 mohair, 30 silk. It is very soft. This is probably the softest merino that I have used. Let me see, actually. Yeah, I think this is a bit softer, but this is really soft too. Softer than Knit Picks merino. And Knit Picks merino, I think it's, I mean, not merino, mohair. Knit Picks, again, Knit Picks mohair. It's actually really soft, but it's not the softest. It's also a little bit cheaper than other ones. Although I think the prices are going up. Oh, everything is going up. Let's keep it positive. Let's keep going with this. So yeah, so the way that it works is that you use the merino for the top ribbing, the bottom ribbing, and the cuffs, and everything else is done with lace. So let me show you. You're probably like, okay, Fernanda, just show us the thing. And I did cast it on, and I was working on it, but then, ta-da! Obviously, there it is. This is actually knitted inside out, which is funny because I'm also doing a test knit right now that is inside out. Sometimes, isn't it funny? I mean, kind of nice. I like just thinking, I just like seeing those little patterns. Sometimes it happens with your knitting. I mean, I did a bunch of green things the last 2 months. I did a lot of green things, and now I'm like in a lot of like off-whites and like this color, like a gray off-white, and then I have another two things that I'm making with a similar color. I don't plan it, it just kind of happens, and I don't know. Do you find those things interesting, or do you just like, you're weird? Either way, other answer is absolutely okay. So yeah, so this is Plumetis, and I asked my wonderful, beautiful friend Aude to how to pronounce it, and I hope I didn't mess it up, because Julie is from France, so I wanted to make sure that I said it correctly. So yeah, so this is the inside. I mean, the inside, and then this is what it's gonna look like, which you can probably see no difference on the actual camera. But yeah, so I'm knitting it inside out. I can't wait to go back to this, but I am doing 2 test knits that I'm working on right now. So I put this aside to unravel this and cast on and knit some on that. And then I have some test knits that I'm working on. So this one hasn't seen any action for like 2 weeks. And I'm like, I really want to make it. My mom's birthday is on July. So I am planning to finish it towards the end of July. So I should be able to finish this for her birthday. And I'm really excited because it is beautiful. And I'm making the size 3, I believe, for her. I should have it. Yep, size 3. I am making size 3. It does have a good positive ease, so it should fit her how it's intended to fit. And I said the colorway was flamingo, and I don't have anything to add yet, and I'm excited to tell you more about it once I'm done. So I'll put this one aside. And since we're off not talking about family members, not talking for family, not TC, let me show you. So this is actually, I won this on a giveaway from my friend Jenny. She was from the Knitted Soiree. She was doing this, and it came with some goodies. I don't know if I have, yeah, I do have in here, which, sorry for the rustling. It comes with some wool wash, which I love. I haven't tried this smell. Is the Acorn? I don't know how to say it. These beautiful. I had kept them here just to show them to you. So these are some stitch markers. This really cool wooden thing. This cool wooden holder for needles, and these cool scissors. All right, let's do it without, yeah. So super cool, really nice. Okay, let's not have an accident here on, oh, okay, I did it, on the video. So thank you so much, Julie. I won this on a giveaway, but it was so exciting. But let's go ahead and show you what I'm making. So I have one done, and these are gonna be for my mother-in-law for Mother's Day. She loves hand knit socks. And every time she wears the ones that I've given her, she shows me and she's like, look, I'm wearing the socks and I love them. She tells me every time how much she loves them, how well they fit, how warm their feet stay, and how happy she is. So she loves blue, and this is opal, and she loves, I think she's gonna love this. She likes like blue and white. Let me tell you what this opal colorway is. Oh, maybe I haven't started this one. Oh, but I have it in here. Hello, it's in here. It is color 9862. So it's gonna look like this. Let me tell you, trying to make these match was a pain, but I think I have finally done it. Trying to find like the matching part. Oops, like this. These are done on 2.25s from my mother-in-law, and I believe I did 58 stitches. 56. Well, I'll tell you next time once they are actually done, and I'll tell you exactly how many stitches I did. I don't remember. Either 56 or 58. 56 probably. 56 probably. Yes, 56. I remembered. 56 stitches on 2.25s. And these are my 9-inch circulars. So I have a few, I don't know, 2 weeks before Mother's Day. These will be done. I have to cast on my May socks, and I have to decide which socks and what colors I want to make. I have plenty of sock yarn, so that's that. It's gonna be 60, I think 20 for the cuff, 60 for the leg, 60 for the foot. So that is another work in progress that will get done probably really soon. So let's go ahead and show you the test knits that I'm doing. Okay, so first let's do this one. This one it's due a bit sooner, and they're both for the same designer. They are for Anna from the Bluebird House, and I am making the Evermore vest. Sorry, this is an extra cord and my me made bag. And if you follow Anna, you know, well, one, she has a podcast that is really fun to watch, and two, that she made the Always vest, I believe, that is more cropped and like with some shaping, and it's for women. And this one, well, not for women, it's more, I guess a man could wear if they wanted to, but it's more of a women's look. And this one, a woman can wear it too, but it's more of a boxy fit. So this is how much I have. This is actually going to be for my oldest son. It should fit him. I'm making the smallest size, which should fit a 36 inch chest. And he wears like smalls or extra smalls in adults because he's tall and he's big. He has broad shoulders. And so yeah, so I already finished. I literally just finished this morning the front part. I separated. You do it in the brown from the bottom up, and then you separate when you get to separate for, you know, the armholes, and right here. But the coolest part of this is it's a very simple vest, but then it has this beautiful side pocket of just some stitches, and then it looks really pretty. So that's, both sides have that. Now I will pick up, these are being held in my barber cords. The cool thing is that you just put it and I can just pull the, you put the needle here, and then I'm gonna be able to pull it, and I don't have to pick up every single stitch. I just pull it through and it'll be ready to go for the back. So I don't have much to say because it is a test knit. So I don't want to like be like, this is like set in stone and then something changes. You never know. But I'll tell you what I'm using. I'm using Lion Brand, the Fisherman's Wool. It is a really good affordable yarn. This is worsted weight. It is 465 yards and it is 227 grams. So I already used, so for a size, whatever the first size is, this all used up, all of this that you see used up one of these, and I have like these tiny bit left over. So it's quite affordable. I think I got this at Joann, and I even got it on discount, so I might have paid like maybe $10 or $9 per the whole thing. So I'll be able to make it for my son for less than $18. Oh, I have something in my mouth. All right, you don't want to see this. It is 100% wool, non-superwash. It's very woolly smell, and my dog loves it as anything that's super woolly. So this has been a joy. I think I got it a few days ago, and it's flying off the needles. It is done on US 10s, which are 6mm needles. I think the ribbon, it's like on 9 US 9s, which are, what are they? Don't remember, 5 something. And then 10s, which are US 10s, which are 10mm, which is really thick. So between the two things, it flies. Oh, the color of this colorway, it is called Oatmeal. So I'm telling you, this is very similar color to the one that I'm making. I'll put this over here. That I'm making for myself, the Catkins. Very similar. So there's that. And the last WIP that I'm gonna talk about It is a Lennox pullover that is also for the for Anna. And this one, last year I made the Lennox cardigan for my niece for Christmas. It was a small one. If I find a picture, I'll put it here. Well, that's super cold. And actually in a similar color, just a different yarn. So you see, I mean, this is not oatmeal, but it's all like super light colors. Holding it in the Blue Rabbit house, and this one's called Nikki, which I love. This one makes me extremely happy. Yeah, so I made the cardigan, and Anna decided to do a pullover. I mean, she made one for herself way back then, and she wasn't sure if people wanted to do it. But then she finally decided she was going to try it as a pattern, and I am testing it, which I am loving it. I am doing the size 3. Now, this is supposed to have quite a bit of positive, like a good amount of positive ease. I was going to do a size 4. Because I don't love like too much positive ease. I didn't want too much. So I was like, oh, size 4. And then she's like, size 4 is full. Can you do 3? And I said, sure. Now the 3 should technically fit me. I just don't know how it'll fit me. And if I don't like how it fits, it'll fit my mom just fine. And it'll just be a bit of a baggy, but it'll fit her. So she might get another thing if it doesn't fit me how I want it to look. But either way, I'm on gauge, so whatever it is, it should fit just fine. So you start from the bottom up. Also, this one is the one that you do inside out. You also knit it inside out. You start first, you do the sleeves, which are sitting on in barber cords, and yeah, so the sleeves were done quite quickly. I did these ones, I knitted them at the same time on a long cable, just magic loop. And then here it is, the body. So I have this much. I was going on this, and then she gave me then she put out the vest, and I was like, oh, I need to knit that. So and that one, I think that one needs to be done first. So I put this one aside a bit, but I do knit this one on this one too, because this one's smaller gauge. This is done in sport, and I am using Wool of the Andes Sport from Knit Picks, and I am using the undyed color, just the normal undyed, like you can buy the hanks to dye yourself. And this is non-superwash Peruvian Highland wool, which I think it is extremely soft. Not as soft as a merino, but it's really soft. Like you can't even, this to me is skin soft. This is so soft. And I like the Wool of the Andes. I think it's an excellent yarn that is very affordable. I don't have any sport weight in my home at all. So when I signed up for this, I was like, yes, I'll just buy it. I didn't want to buy any yarn, but I was like, for Anna, I will. For this test knit, I will. So I went ahead, and they have many colors, but I don't have anything. I don't have a sweater this color in my wardrobe. So when I make things, I want things that will actually fit into my wardrobe and the things that I have. So let me show you, because this is done inside out. So let me show you the right side out. And that is the stitch. It's really pretty. I really do like the stitch. And it keeps it interesting, but it's really easy to remember. You don't have to look at a pattern. So at this point, I'm just knitting until the right height that I have to go to. And that's it. So this one is done in US 6, which is 4 millimeters. So after knitting on those 6 millimeters, going to 4, oh, it feels so good in my hands. I don't love super big. I mean, I know that US 10s are not huge, they're way bigger ones, but 6 millimeters is probably the highest that I enjoy knitting with. Especially because, I mean, it's worsted, so it kind of goes fast, so I don't mind it too much, but anything, I mean, bigger than that, then it really hurts my hands and I have to take a break. With that, it doesn't hurt my hands. But when I get to these smaller needles, even though, I mean, 4 millimeters is not super small, but it's like, oh, this feels so good. So it's nice to have both both going at the same time. So far, I have used 200 grams for the arms and for part of this, and then this is my third hank that I've used. So 2.5 so far, and I think I bought 6 maybe. So I'll see how much I use. But whoa, I feel like I've raced through it, so I'm sorry if you're like, oh, I came to watch a really compact podcast, and then me happen and now you're all stressed out. But I hope you enjoyed it anyways. I do have a little bit of acquisitions that I want to show. The first one is another Blue Rabbit House bag. I could not pass this one up. All right, especially because usually, I mean, this was her Equinox box, and I did not want to buy the full box. Not because it didn't look great or sounded amazing. It's just a lot of, I mean, it comes from Belgium, so it's already, you know, a good amount. I mean, she really tries to keep it, she likes to keep it really, I mean, pretty affordable, but it's still, the shipping is a lot, and it's still, it's a lot, and I didn't want to spend that much. So I just got, I think, the smallest box. Sorry. I'm sorry. Oh. But isn't that pretty? His name's Henry. This bag. I mean, there's something about your bags having names. I mean, it makes you want to buy it even more. And the other reason, I mean, I loved, she is so talented. So if you don't know, I mean, I own 3 of her bags. Bonnie, which is the bee, Nikki, which is the hedgehog, and now Henry, which is the cute frog. If you don't know, she's actually the artist who makes the art. She draws it and paints it herself, and then she sends it off to be made into fabric. So then the fabric, and then she sews the bags. I find that, I mean, if that's not cool, I don't know. The other reason why I really wanted to buy this, it's because it came with this. I mean, so this is from Wool and Twine. I've been wanting to buy something from Wool and Twine for a long time. She is a dyer based in Germany. She's German, and this is called Henry too. So cute. I mean, she did an amazing job. I've been wanting to, because she is a natural dyer in Germany. Everything is botanically dyed, and it's 100% non-superwash, no nylon. It is her Corralito sock, and it's 100% Corralito. I love Corralito. I find it very soft, and it is, I really do like Corralito. Now the question is, what am I gonna make with it? It's 100 grams, it's fingering weight. It's for 100 meters. I don't know what to make, but that's okay. It's okay. It's gonna sit there beautifully. Mostly because I don't know what this is gonna knit up. Like, I could have a beautiful shawl. Like, I could make socks, and they could be house socks, and it is her Corralito sock, so I think it is meant to be a high twist, so it is suitable for socks. I could make socks, but sometimes I'm like, oh, but I want to use the whole entire thing. So I'm thinking maybe a 1 skein shawl, but I don't know how it's gonna knit up, and I need to find a 1 skein shawl. I mean, I have a few, but I want a new one. So I am saving this maybe for, because there is a rumor going around. It's a rumor that's true, that Ruth and I are going to do our shawl cal again this year. So if you joined us last year, or if you missed it last year but you want to join us, we need to get together over Zoom, by the way. She lives across the pond. But we need to get together and figure out all the details, but we are planning on it, which means I have actually been saving some shawl ideas that I wanted to do, like shawls patterns that I've been wanting to knit, but I've been saving them for the summer specifically for this. So I mean, look at those colors. Those make me extremely happy, and I want to make something special with this. And and it also came with some tea. So this was like the Equinix box was the bag, the tea, and the socks. And I can't read any of it because it's in German and I don't speak it. So, but I believe there's vanilla. It is a herbal tea. And rubies, vanilla, and something else that I can't read. But yes, it is this tea, which I'm excited to try, but I didn't try it so I could show it to you. That is that. And then one more thing that I wanted to show you that it just came. Actually two things. Sewrella, she does oopsie sales every few months. And this is when I got these. So they put them all together. I actually, this time around, I did not ask for anything specific, and I got this. I know the light is terrible. This is like a really light gray, and this is like a movie gray that goes perfect with this. And these two colors are the same. And then this one, which is absolutely gorgeous, with teal and mauve gray. Like, I mean, obviously they put them together because they go together. I don't know what I'm gonna make with this either. I believe this is their 100%. I did not get nylon this time, so this is their 100% superwash merino. So that was quick. They don't have names. These are the ones that whenever the quality control didn't pass, so they save them. We don't care. We buy them because they're so special. So that, and the last thing that I wanted to show you is that I went and bought, so from that Yarnaceous Yarn, is it here? No. Okay, I'm not gonna get it now. But when you get the Jurassic World sock club, you can, or it doesn't have to be sock, you can get other things, but you also get a stitch marker, and they are done by Monster Stitches, which then I went to her Etsy shop and bought a bunch of them because they are so great. She's also a maker in Utah. I mean, these are the Birds of Utah collection. Let me just share them to you. Look at those, they're gorgeous. I will link her Etsy shop. It is gorgeous. So it tells you like the different birds. I'm not going to tell you all of them because I know this is so long already. This one was the Alan Grant. We like Jurassic Park over here, people. If you haven't noticed, we love dinosaurs. And I don't remember. Oh, this is the Ellie. Hopefully that was clear. And this last one, it's like, you know that scene in the first Jurassic Park where the two velociraptors go into the kitchen and the two kids are hiding in the kitchen? Yeah, that was the color, like the inspiration for it. I mean, talk about cool. Those are gorgeous. So yeah, so I got those. And so I just wanted to show them to you because I don't always talk about stitch markers. And but these are amazing. They are really well done. They're all based on like different birds of Utah, and if you saw the picture on her website, it's totally it. So, and it tells you what she used. So she tells you the bird and then the stones that she used. Whew. I think that's it for today. Don't forget to hit subscribe if you haven't yet, and like, it helps other people to see it. If you liked what you watched, if you didn't, that's okay. I am glad that you made it this far. I hope that you have a wonderful weekend, and that you can stay safe and good, and with family and with loved ones and with friends, whatever else that you need to be happy and content. I promise that it will not be this long until next time. So it will be sooner than however long this was. So until then, happy knitting. Bye.